I really didn't want to say anything to define my decision. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Chungus Cast. This is episode 4, and in this episode, I met up with my good friend Abby and her roommate Paul, and we went over a bunch of things in their lives, including their cross-country road trip to New Mexico, as well as the Jersey Shore as a TV show, the Real Housewives TV show. We also talked about 5G, and a bunch of other stuff as well. But a couple shout outs to start this episode, as we normally do. So the music you're hearing again is by my good friend Matt Chan, aka Sleazy Lettuce. This song is called The Truth, and it's co-written and produced by Sarp, S-A-R-P. But you can find this track on his album Normal, which is on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, wherever you get your music. Additionally, I just want to open up the floor. If you guys have noticed some common themes with this show, which I've really tried to create, every week we try and have the cover art of the show be a picture of the guests that are on the show that week. Additionally, we always try and have music from one of my friends on the intro to the podcast, and on the outro we always try and have some traditional music from a specific culture around the world. So I want to open up the floor and say, if you're listening and you have music you want to promote, I would be more than happy to promote it on my podcast. I want this platform to be a reciprocal one, and I want to help everybody who listens by, sharing what they do, so that in turn they can share what I do, and we can, kind of build a community together. Additionally, the main cover art for this podcast, the one that shows up on all my avatars everywhere, is by my good friend Anna Stapor. But if you guys would want to promote some other art, or you have art, I would be overjoyed to share it with the audience through my various platforms and through the podcast itself. So that door is always open. Feel free to knock at any time with either music or art or anything else. You say you're working on a different type of project, but I want to promote other people's passion projects on this podcast because it's my passion project. But yeah, I don't have much else to talk about today. As always, I'll hit you with the calls to action at the end of the episode. And sit back, relax, enjoy the start of your Sunday. And here it is, episode 4 with Abby and Paul. Enjoy. All right, we're here, episode 4. Who's with us today? Identify yourselves for the record.
I'm Abby.
I'm Paul.
Hi, I'm Paul.
Dude, okay, so you don't know how many times I've gotten that in my fucking life, just because, like, we all watch Jimmy Neutron. Like, come on, like every single time at camp, every single time, it was always like it was a reflex. It was a reflex in a lot of people, and I wouldn't say I was too bothered by it, but you did just dredge up a lot of memories.
I just wish, what production company was that, and why is the only thing they've ever made Jimmy Neutron? Like, you would think that monkey, three-eyed monkey thing would appear somewhere else, but...
You think you have a lot of potential?
Yes. Yes. I want, whatever company that it was, please come and work for my podcast for free, because I'm poor. All right, so yeah. I am with my friend Abby here and Paul, and we're just going to get into everything. We've been sitting here eating and drinking stuff, and they've been like having all these crazy conversations, and I really wish we got some of them on the microphone, but we didn't, because we were just hanging out. So hopefully we can reawaken the bug, and we can get some of this gold that we missed. But anyway, what are you guys' thoughts on aliens?
Do they exist? Oh wait, let's talk about Roswell.
Oh, well, we were just in Roswell.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
We can do a plug. We can do a well-deserved plug. Johnny's.
Oh my
Johnny's
God, yeah.
Garage.
No, we have to give a shout out to Johnny's. Like, we really do.
Do you want to talk about why we need to shout out Johnny's? And
First
why
of all,
he's got 5-star service?
explain exactly what I'm talking about, because everybody has no idea.
Right.
With Roswell.
Oh, like
What, like
the
our
aliens
personal situation
crashing
or
like our situation?
like aliens? Yeah.
Well, both. But like,
Okay.
why
Who
did
can
we
tell a
segue
good
her into
Roswell
this?
story? I feel like I can't, and my thoughts are marred
You-
by Roger from American Dad, so I actually don't know.
Well, didn't
so
you
a
went to
weather-
Roswell, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we went there.
We didn't
Okay.
do anything like we took a photo with an alien.
You went there
cutout.
for
That
a
was
reason,
about
though,
it.
right?
Oh, you're asking
Yes.
why we took this cross-country road trip.
Well, yes, that's what it
Okay,
is.
so Roswell was one of our many stops
That ends well.
on a cross-country road trip to move Paul's former roommate Natalie to New Mexico.
Cool.
Yeah, do you want to pick it up?
And for the audience who is even more ignorant than that, Roswell is traditionally known as an alien.
Yeah.
town.
Well, okay, so like in the 40s, a fucking weather balloon crashed, and then people like kind of spooked out about it, and then that was like kind of around the same time that people were understanding the power of psyops, really. So the government's like, oh, this is a great cover now for all of our experimental testing planes for the next like 5 decades.
What is psyops?
Like a psychological operation.
Okay.
Like it's just
like making the people take LSD and that stuff. Is
like
that-
that's in that vein, but also it can be as simple as like kind of pseudo stoking alien conspiracy theories on the side, not super seriously, but not clamping down on it, because like it provides you a solid cover for like experimental test plans.
So do you think Roswell is an alien place, or do you think it's a cover?
There are definitely a lot of aliens currently in Roswell.
Agreed.
But
What does that mean? Expand. What? Did you meet one?
no, but
I was visited.
I have a totally tangential story. So
Okay,
our getting to Roswell was the most difficult part of our trip. And then when we got there, we were just like done for the day, right? So we went to Chili's to get smashed.
We did get smashed at Chili's.
We had to. Like,
You had like a horrible traveling day?
Yes. Do you want me to get into that
Yeah,
too?
do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
This actually leads into why we need to shout out to Johnny.
yes, and can I actually start with when I puked in the car?
Oh, that's going back a day, but I'll allow it.
Yeah, so I'll segue into it. So the day before this terrible travel day, we get in the road, and like I am immediately kind of ill, and so I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, okay, maybe it'll pass. Like, dude, like don't think about it. Oh, sorry. Like, don't think about it. You are gonna be fine. Like, you're not gonna puke. You're not gonna do it in this car with everybody in it. Like, that would be lame. So I'm just like sitting there, not puking, but definitely thinking about it for like 45 minutes. And it gets to the point
It's like
where
9:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
We're like
it's
just waking up
early,
for the
yeah.
day, and like for this road trip, 4 people in a fucking Honda Accord. There are
Oh, and a
plants.
cat,
There's
and
a
a
cat.
cat.
We got a trailer hooked up in the back, so we're all taking shifts. Like it's
Yeah.
all like 6-hour driving shifts, 4-hour, 5-hour. So we're all like, it's a long day of driving we're about to settle into, right?
Yeah, and so we've just kicked it off, and I thought while I was sitting there, oh, I should eat a little bit of nachos right now. Like, that's really, this is what's gonna do it for
The
you,
nachos
man.
from
Yeah,
last
like,
night.
It's gonna bring you back. So I eat a little bit of nacho, immediately worse, like right off the bat. And so this is the point where I look around and I'm like, hey guys, can we open the window? I don't feel so good. Put my whole head out the window, vomited down the side of the car. The car is covered in puke. So that was the day before the really bad travel day.
Yeah, that was the precursor.
Yeah, there's precursor. So the next day.
There's one last part of the last day that bears mentioning.
Oh, they're getting smashed at a chili? Oh no, this is the next day. Sorry, I've lost our
So
own
same
timeline.
day Abby puked, which
Yeah.
she did like a champ, by the way. I will say one of the top 10
What
car
type of
pukes
car
I've been a
was
part
it?
of. Honda Accord, white Honda Accord.
Like how old?
I
It
want to
was, like,
say in
plasticky,
2010s.
so it was, like,
It was.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it was.
Yeah.
Was it a rented?
No, that was
hers.
Natalie's car. We hauled it across, and
Well,
she
who
had
cares?
a little U-Haul.
Back. trailer
Nice.
hitched up.
But yeah, right before we left.
No, but the AC.
Oh fuck yeah!
That's where we saw
yeah.
it die. That's
Yes!
what I'm
Oh my
getting
god!
to.
I
That's
totally
what I'm getting
forgot about
to.
this.
So,
Yes, oh my god! Oh my god!
so Abby pukes. Day goes on, and at one point in the middle of the day, right, like Abby and I are in the back seat together because like I was driving that day, right. We're looking up, and it's like the AC, which we've been full blast, full tilt the whole
For
time.
days
So
at
it's
this
like
point.
something visible comes out.
Yeah, we're like.
It's like steam. It's like, and it like lasts for a hot second. And Abby and I have this whole moment where we're like, huh, that's odd. I've never seen
Yeah,
that.
like I don't think you're supposed to see air. It's not something I've ever seen before in my life.
crazy.
Yeah.
And we just kind of like went on. So yeah, so the air conditioner, unbeknownst to us, just like fucking dies right then and there. We're not aware of it at the time. We're just like,
Yeah, we're like,
crazy.
wow, isn't that wild that we saw this air, right? And also, the two people in the front seat, Natalie and our other roommate, Nick, did not believe us. They were
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, sure, I'm sure you saw this air.
Wait, so how did you see it?
No, it
was visible.
It was so we looked this up later, right? Like it's the last bit of that Freon that's in the tank, like escaping.
Oh,
yeah, it's like that's it.
Like,
it's
it
done. That was its
died.
fucking
Yeah.
death rattle. And Abby and I was like,
We watched
looking
it
at all
happen.
conversation.
How-
Oh,
where
isn't
were
that
you?
cute? What?
Where were you?
I want to say we were in
Was it-
Tennessee.
No,
we
it was
were way
Arkansas
farther. Yeah.
at that point, right?
Did you guys go through Death Valley?
No.
We did not.
Okay, that was probably
Shit's too hot.
a good decision.
Yeah.
But
Well, at least now your car won't
Well, now
won't,
we
like
know what
die
happens
because
if
of the
we...
AC being run too long.
Exactly. And now we know what to do, which is not, don't buy those little cans at the gas station. Save yourself.
What cans?
fuck yeah! So the
Save
next day.
yourself,
So this is
yeah.
the next day, right? So like we're starting the day off, and it's like hot. It's like hotter than usual, and we come to the realization, and like the cat, which had been like pseudo loose in the car the whole time,
And like super chill. Like
Yeah.
shout out to Ruth, quite frankly.
But she bolted into the front seat first thing in the morning, and we were all like, "That's weird. She doesn't do that." And it's like, cause she knew before any of us that this was gonna be a hot one. Like she knew the AC was busted. She knew something was wrong. She's trying to get as cold as possible up to there. And so it wasn't about like midday where we realized like, fuck, the AC's busted. Like we're sweating. The cat's overheating. Like
yeah, the
this
cat
a
is
problem.
panting. Like it is bad.
Yeah, we stopped at a Dairy Queen in Texas, and that's when it all hit us like a ton
Yeah.
of bricks.
Oh,
When
no.
we were like, do you remember when we saw the air? Like, this is the consequence.
How did it die?
It just
Do you
we
know?
just
We just ran out of
you're
juice.
blasting Freon for 2 days straight,
Yeah.
like high. It was like max.
Oh yeah, we maxed it out for like
It doesn't.
a lot
it
of
doesn't
hours.
come back.
no, it's one
a
of those
fluid.
things you have to refill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
What?
get your Freon checked,
Yeah,
everybody.
get your Freon checked. That's a thing. Get your oil checked too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
And
yeah,
get it
wow.
checked at Johnny's if you're in Roswell. We'll get back to this later.
Yeah,
okay.
because he's
Well,
the
slow.
clutch. But so we stopped at a truck stop and we tried to like I'm on my phone trying to be like, what the fuck? Like, is there a certain type of fluid? Right? We go in there and there's like a can sort of situation. Like it's an aerosol situation that has like a fucking hose attached that you can like hook up to the Freon tank under the hood, and like try to refill it that way, but. One, I wasn't doing it right. Like it was just like it was like fluorescent green and shooting everywhere, like all over my hands, like kind of all over the engine. We got like some of it in there, but not really. And like it definitely wasn't enough.
And then additionally, I had purchased disposable cameras because I was like, oh my god, we need to remember this trip forever. And so I'm just taking pictures the whole time of them like putting Freon in the car.
I didn't know that.
And I haven't gotten them developed yet, so we'll check them out. But there are a lot of pictures.
What is this? 1975? You need to get your
Hey,
photos
come on
developed.
Come on now, we're never gonna be this young again, so you gotta remember it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Natalie like snaps into gear because it's her cat on the line, right? Like this cat's overheating. So we
And
got,
it
like,
didn't even occur to me that like this cat was gonna die.
Yeah, it was definitely
It's
gonna
like
die.
baby syndrome.
kind of. So Natalie, we have like the stopgap measure of ice bags and put on the cat, and like
Yeah.
Natalie just started like on the phone, like full tilt, like
Oh my
just like
gosh.
completely like trying to.
This
call-
road trip went horrible.
Oh yeah,
Just this one day, really.
Yeah.
this was
right.
one day. This
Yeah.
was like the falling action in our narrative arc, and then we had like
Yeah.
a sick climax in the desert.
Hell
Hell
yes.
yeah.
Wonderful resolution. But yeah, so Natalie's like on her phone, like calling repair places in Roswell, which is our next destination, trying to find anyone who will be like open by the time we get there. So now it's like us against the clock. We can get there at like 5:15, like projected.
And this guy normally closes at like 5:30 or something, right?
Oh,
so
shit.
we're like sliding in at the end.
And we still have like the whole fucking like panhandle of Texas to really
Yeah.
like get our way through,
Right.
and then like a little bit of New Mexico. We also passed a feedlot that day, which was just a bummer.
yeah,
What's
it
a
was a super
feedlot?
bummer. Like a factory farm.
Yeah.
And it was super weird to like see this factory farm and then be doing like work for factory farms all summer. It's like, all right, well, I saw this and it was as awful as you were describing. But part of the reason it was so awful for the drive specifically is
smelled
that so our AC is dead and it smells like
We have the
shit.
windows down.
Yeah, because we have to. There's no like we're not gonna make it otherwise. But it's also like really one of the most disgusting and prolonged smells that I have had to deal with in my life.
Wow.
Thousands
Yeah.
of cows all penned in way too small of an area, and there's just nothing green. It's all brown. And like best case
What do they
scenario,
feed
that's
them?
mud. What?
What do they feed them? Grain?
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
fat. Like it's a feedlot for the slaughterhouse, which is right.
Right. Yeah.
And like soybeans, that's another big.
Ew.
What?
No wonder
you
there's
like
so much
working on
methane
legislation.
gas.
No, I'm working on totally unrelated legislation,
Oh, true.
but I do know a lot about feedlots.
Okay. So
Where can we go from here? Where was the last
you
talking
get
about the
you
windows
get,
down?
You get into
Are we getting
Roswell,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You get out of the panhandle.
yeah.
Yeah, so after we're sitting in this like disgusting smell for hours, we finally roll into Roswell and we're looking for this place. This guy has like very graciously like said like, "Oh, I'll stay open for you guys. Like, don't worry." So we're looking around. We're
Oh,
following the
what a G.
GPS. We get there. And it's not the place.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
Yeah, I
a
forgot about that
totally
wrinkle.
different building. And we're like, oh my God, all right, like this, like, come on now. This is down to the wire. And so we did finally get to Jimmy's. Do you
Johnny's.
want Johnny?
Johnny, so you get the name right. Oh man.
No, you
Where's
take
Johnny?
over
No,
then.
no, no,
Jimmy
Yeah,
John's.
Take over for Johnny. He deserves
So
it.
yeah, so we roll up to Johnny's place, nice place, and it's like a big old garage, right? He comes out, and it's like exactly what you'd expect. This is like New Mexico dude who's got like, you know, tats on his legs, like baseball cap, like super tan. He's got like a kid with a scooter that's like coming out of the garage, just like kind of doing laps around us, like while we're getting our shit fixed. It was like a really sweet like portrait of like a man just working
Yeah,
on cars.
man and his
yeah.
boy.
But he like we basically we pop the hood. He gets this machine out that's like an industrial grade like Freon fucking thing. Like that's he's like sticking tubes.
You got
in
a
and,
real
like, pushing
Freon.
buttons. He's got it
Freon
really
boy.
figured out.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, we're just chatting him up a bit. You know, where are you going? Yada yada. Moving our friend. Like waiting for this thing to finish, right? And so his wife rolls up like right at the end. Like the Freon's filled up, we're ready to go. His wife rolls up in like a sick white Escalade. She's like smoking, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like this Johnny's
And like,
Fox.
frankly, yeah, Johnny is pretty hot too.
Yeah,
Like
this
it's
is
just
just
a great
it's
little
a sick
family.
But it's like 5:32 or something, so he's been
Yeah.
like open a little later for us. And
Right.
that's like we super appreciate. And he's heard our whole spiel at this point. Like we told him the whole story. Cat in the car. We're like, okay, well, you know, what do we owe you? He's like, no charge.
What?
Yeah,
That can't be real.
that's true.
Yes.
That's
There's no
true.
mechanic.
Yes!
There's no
This is
mechanic
why
on
we
Earth.
got
the
drunk
fucking
at
hookup.
Chili's.
Yeah,
Like,
because Johnny was the fucking man
Yeah.
and saved us all, saved all of our attitude.
You should have. Did you give him something? You had to give.
well, so, oh my God. So here's what we were going to do, right? So we got drunk at this Chili's and we're like, oh my God, we're going to write Yelp reviews. This
Yeah.
is going to be so great. We're going
Well-
on Yelp. Everybody fell asleep. Nobody wrote a Yelp
problem
review.
solved. Johnny's. What,
In Roswell,
what,
yeah.
What is the name?
Give
Of,
a
what
shout
was
out.
the name of the shop? Like the real
It
name.
was like
It was
Johnny's.
Johnny's,
Yeah.
Roswell, New Mexico.
Yeah, give it a goog.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Johnny's.
Johnny's Garage, something like that.
Johnny's New York style pizza.
No.
I'm just kidding.
He's a man of many talents. But
It's
yeah,
called
we
Johnny's Car Center. Johnny with an NNIE.
Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
So yeah, please, everybody in New Mexico who's listening right now, go like,
Like, give Johnny some love. Like,
yeah, for real.
He truly deserves it.
I'm gonna like call him tomorrow and tell him, this dude has a 1 out of 5 on Yellow Pages.
We need to boost him up.
This is some bull. Oh my god.
I should write him some reviews of my sock puppet accounts.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's amazing. I've never heard of a mechanic doing that. Like, I didn't think that was possible.
I'm gonna be honest, I also had the same thing happen to me independently. So they do it. I think if you like
Maybe it's
know
you.
somebody who works on cars or like is just
Well, no,
a
I got a
generous
guy,
soul,
but
they'll
he's
do
got
the
he's
Freon
got to
for
make a
you for-
living too.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
sure.
And like, it's not like I'm broke. Like, I can.
Dude, Johnny's just got a good heart. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
he saw
I feel
some,
that.
He saw some kids like in a
I
struggle.
feel like if you
Yeah.
called him, like, because he knew you were gonna pay
he knew
him.
we were coming all day too.
Yeah.
Like
He knew you were gonna pay him no matter what. So it's not like, it's not like a guy showing up and being like, I need this done now.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so Roswell though.
And then we get shit. Then, so now we're getting to the Chili's, right?
Yeah. Which like we could have gone anywhere in Roswell, and I'm gonna say
It was a
we
half
saw
mile walk from the
from the
Sitch.
yeah.
So, like,
I
it was-
understand why we went to Chili's, but I also wanted to see more aliens than we saw.
Agreed.
And I realized while we were walking to this Chili's,
Wait, more?
Yeah, we only saw
barely
a few.
any, Yeah.
What
It
do you
was a
mean? How did
disappointment.
you saw? And how did you see any?
Well, there's like some cutouts and
Oh,
shit.
okay.
Yeah.
There's like Roswell.
and there's like
art.
an alien at the front of the hotel, like holding a sign. Like there's a
Are
lot
they
of
all the gray men?
They had like a little person
No, they're
painted
green.
gray that,
green
like, carried
dudes.
our bags.
Alright.
yeah, they're not the like gray brand of aliens. But yeah, so we're walking to Chili's, and you actually text me, and you're like, "Hey, are you coming to class tonight?" And I was like, "Excuse me."
How dare you? How
And I
dare you,
was,
sir?
I was not coming to class that night. It was not happening. But in my defense, I actually thought that class ended a week earlier. So
Yeah. Shout out whatever that guy's name is.
yeah, are our grades in? Charlie?
Charlie?
Please, if you're
Call him
listening,
out.
Please,
Please.
please post the
it's
grades.
been so long.
You guys are about to start the next semester.
Yeah.
And
It
the
starts
grades
on
are-
Monday.
No.
That's gnarly.
Yeah.
It's so gnarly. It's so gnarly.
Go to law school. It's lots of fun.
Yeah.
But-
So
I don't know if-
we're walking to the Chili's.
Yeah, we're going to
take
Chili's.
over for the
I was
Chili's.
I was just gonna remark. I don't know if you've ever gone to Chili's with just the express like plan in mind to get as shit house as you can. That was our goal because we
Yeah.
had a day, right?
Yep.
And
And after this, we still had one full day of travel.
Oh,
left.
nice.
Yeah.
not El
Or no,
Paso,
that was like
Las
a.
Cruces, Final Destination.
Where did
Yeah.
is that on like the other side of New Mexico?
No, it's just down. It's like you get to Roswell and you go straight south.
Yeah.
And it takes a whole day.
Kind of.
This is a big state.
Actually, I'm gonna say that one probably took like half a day, but
That was
once
the
we
shortest
got
leg,
there,
yeah.
we had to unpack our
Oh,
friend
no.
into her home, which is gorgeous, and we love her.
Love her. Good luck in med school and that.
She better be listening.
I'm sure she's
won't be
listening.
pissed.
Yeah.
We'll make sure she's listening.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Chili's, what happened?
Man, it's,
Yeah, what
it's-
happened? Oh,
we
my
just
gosh.
drank a lot, like-
No, we drank a lot, and then that guy at the bar heckled us.
Oh, that's
yeah,
awesome!
yeah.
A fucking Roswell guy
And
heckling
I'm
you at a
gonna, like,
Chili's.
Totally honest, I don't remember a lot of this. I was pretty drunk at
Yeah.
that Chili's.
I
Who-
threw up.
who
in that
initiated
I threw up at that
Well, did
Chili's.
you really?
I did.
Oh, no.
I drank way too much. I drank like a Long Island iced tea, and then I finished another one. And like
That was
I don't
probably
drink-
while I wasn't even there.
Yeah, no, that's
because
when you were walking to get back your ID.
Because oh, here's a total interjection for this trip. So the first rest stop we get to, we're like just gonna get like a casual dinner. I'm pretty sure we're at Cookout or like something equally delicious, right? And like it's a good start to the trip. And I open up my purse and I do not have my wallet at all. And we are already so far from home that it is an impossibility to
Right.
get back. And so so I fucked up, and I am easily the most forgetful person that I know, and
that you can remember.
yeah, it's the truth.
That's a good one.
But so. Yeah, so I am like mortified to have to like turn around and admit like, oh my god, I did it again, and it's pretty bad, right? Like we have like a week ahead of us, and I don't even have a credit card on me. But luckily, I knew that Virginia wasn't a real ID state, and so I cautiously packed my passport so I could
Hell
buy
yes.
booze on the trip.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Clutch plays.
So
Wait,
yeah, that
what's
really.
a real ID? Oh, you mean like flying?
Yeah, they're gonna map.
Yeah.
They have to map your face and give you a little star on your ID.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have not
That's
been
smart.
mapped yet. At least I've not been mapped yet. So anyway, I have my passport on me, and we're walking to this Chili's, and we sit down, and I realize I left my passport in the car, and so I had to walk the half mile back to the hotel, and then back again to the Chili's, because I did not remember it. And on my way back, a man asked me if I wanted to make $500. So that was
What
a
did-
really generous offer.
What did you say?
I just kept walking.
Good for
That's
you.
a good
What was I
plan.
gonna
That's a
say? I'm not
really
really
good
quick on my
plan.
feet, right? And like, I don't
Well,
want
he
to
was
fight a man in New Mexico.
He was probably
Like,
there was probably only one way you were gonna make that $500.
I mean, like, $500 is a lot, but I was not looking to make
Damn,
it. The drinks
I
at
wish
Chili's were super
You know,
cheap.
I kind of wish, but I don't really wish that, that men were like predators went after men the same way. And I just once in my life had an experience where a woman asked me if I wanted to make $500 on the street, and I could be like, no, thank you. And
Why
then she
would
could
you
go.
want that?
Well, I don't know. I just
feel-
want
I
to.
feel
I
like
just
the
want to feel
implications-
wanted.
I get that. I just feel like the implications of danger are different.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I mean?
true.
Like if,
Yeah,
if a
yeah,
gorilla
yeah.
were to come up to me and like hold a sign like you're trying to make $500,
Yeah,
I would
right.
run.
That's
Because
way
that shit will
different.
rip me
Right. You're
apart.
right. You're
Like-
right. You're right. There's a difference in bargaining power, I suppose.
And again, these drinks at Chili's are super cheap.
So cheap, dude. We got way too drunk.
So I get back in. Everyone is like at least a drink in at this point, and I'm like, shit, I gotta catch up. So I'm just
no.
ordering Long Island iced teas all night, right?
Shout out
it's
Andrew,
it's the
his
most
favorite
bang for
drink.
your buck.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I got any food. I don't know about you.
Oh my god.
I got like some food, but I really didn't finish it.
I
got,
feel
a
like
turkey
Nick.
club,
Oh yeah, and
I
Nick
was,
got like a
super not
weird
finishing
like
it, yeah.
appetizer plate, and I think Natalie got a side salad. So shout out to her, very healthy.
But like the express purpose of this chili strip was
What's
just,
she get?
You guys
Pretty
should have just
much.
gone to a 7-Eleven and got like.
no, because
40s.
we wanted to feel like we're having dinner.
That's true.
Yeah, and we've been in the car all day, and like we
There's
didn't
some
just
decor
want
on,
to.
right?
Yeah, we didn't want to end at another hotel room. Like we needed a little bit.
Yeah, we ordered Wendy's to like a drug hotel in Oklahoma the day before.
Oh yeah, that
drug
was.
We wanted to
hotel?
have a dinner.
Did the
Yeah.
Wendy's driver tell you that?
No, it was visible that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there
Great.
were a lot of people on drugs in that hotel.
Better to be a drug hotel than like a gang hotel, though.
That's fair.
You know, at least the
Yeah.
druggies are just gonna like leave you alone.
Everyone was just kind of
hopefully.
like wandering around
Yeah.
a little slowly. I watched a man come in from the pool who looked like he'd been to every Grateful Dead concert.
Was it
and-
Kyle? Oh no.
No.
that's-
No, he was much older, really big pot belly, but like super dazed and confused. So,
Nice. Good for him.
but I also saw a guy in line in front of us with like the coolest and best tattoos I have ever seen in my life. And they were like super hyper realistic, and it was like a Pokeball and like a couple of Pokeballs, and then like clearly like a family member, and like just all of these
Like their
things
face?
mashed together that could have been like really shitty if done wrong.
Hmm.
It was the coolest thing. I wish I asked him who did it, but
Wow.
but anyway, a lot of people walking
Where
around.
was the drug hotel?
Where was it?
It was just Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma
Yeah,
City.
yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah.
That'll do
Yeah.
it. We rolled, to, we rolled to
yeah.
the parking lot.
Those
and
might have
dudes
just
playing
been-
hacky sack.
Yeah.
Those might have just been Oklahomans. Okies? What is their name?
Yeah, what is Sooners? It's Sooners.
Oklahomaites.
Troglodytes?
Hey, your words, not mine.
Yeah.
We love Oklahoma here.
This is the number one.
Yeah, honestly, the only state on this that I have
The
anything bad to
Sooner
say about
State.
is Texas. So.
Oh, really?
Well, fuck the
Just because of the
panhandle.
cattle?
No, fuck
Field?
the panhandle.
Yeah, fuck the panhandle. Ugh. What were we even talking about before? this?
Roswell, what happened? Did you what
You,
did
you
you
asked us about aliens too.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah,
want to get
no,
back to that.
no, that's what
point.
I'm
I
trying
do
to
wanna
get to.
back
Was
that
there any
point.
aliens in Roswell, or did you do an alien experience later? No.
There were never any. We really didn't have too much.
Yeah.
alien
Have
time.
you
It was disappointing, and I want to go back.
What are
to
your thoughts on
Roswell.
extraterrestrial entities? Do they exist? Have you experienced them personally?
Ooh.
Are they walking among us?
Ooh. All right, so I'll
Men in Black situation? maybe?
start us off here. I think
Okay.
that they definitely exist.
Yeah.
I second that.
I think that it might be impossible to ever know, but
Mm.
but at the same time, I just feel like there's a statistical argument to be made for the fact like they fucking have to. Like there's somewhere it might not be.
If you
smart.
just talk about the size of the universe. Yeah.
It might not be like a smart kind of life, but there's some. Kind
I mean,
of there's like some moss out there or some shit, dude.
they found life on Mars. I'm pretty sure.
Like old
microbial Mars.
Yeah. And David Bowie definitely did too.
Oh yeah, David Bowie is from Mars.
For sure.
Yeah. Ziggy.
I think Michael Jackson might be an alien.
You think so?
Is that
Who
a
else
Men
do
in
you
Black?
think is like not like fully human?
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg.
Just
For
a-
sure.
Crazy story about like killing a goat and then making someone dinner with it, and then it's like the journalist, and it's like, I was just kind of like shocked and bemused. Like, this is fucking sick. He's like, yeah, I'm killing everything I eat now. Like,
I don't really
Wow.
want to give him the credit though. Like he probably is.
how he
but
won.
I just
He
don't.
fucking won.
I just don't want to say that Mark Zuckerberg is also an alien, which is like a really cool thing to be.
Yeah, but you saw that picture of him on the surfboard, right? Like you saw that picture.
Did you watch the iDubbbz
not
video?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god.
We'll have to watch it after
Oh my
this.
gosh.
Pencil it in.
Well, so iDubbbz has the same thing he has. It's called a. Oh, actually, he might have actually had a surfboard. I'm not sure. Oh, you know what he had? He had a surfboard that had like a motor on it, so you could hold. You've seen the skateboards that have motors, so
Yeah.
people just.
Yeah.
He had that for a surfboard, and iDubbbz tried to do it, and he could barely stand up. And then Ethan Klein, H3H3, tried to do it, and that guy's completely out of shape. He
Oh,
can't
for
even.
sure.
He couldn't even get off his knees.
He's got the
What
football
a
name. Yeah.
loser. But yeah, they like recreated it, and they put all the sunscreen on their face, and I don't know. Is Men in Black? I feel like I'm not the first person to say that. Mike MJ is an alien.
No.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is that from some
it's
sort
not
of
a
popular?
hole that I've ever fallen
No, that's
down,
definitely
right?
from Men in Black.
It's probably from
Yeah,
Men in Black,
it's
'cause
definitely-
they do a whole bunch of little call outs there. I think
Yeah.
Elvis is another one that call out too.
Elvis is too human. Elvis
Yeah.
looks like me. Come on, Elvis is not an alien.
Dude, Elvis just died on the toilet and he
Yeah.
lived like a motherfucker.
Yeah, Elvis
dude.
looked like me when he was
like,
when he was young.
Yeah.
By the end, he's wearing those jumpsuits, just fat as fuck up
Yeah.
there. Like,
Hey man,
And he
Dude-
ate like some
dude
weird
was
fucking
hungry.
sandwiches. He didn't give a shit. He was
was
just
killing
out
it.
there
He
to
was
live.
fluffernutters.
Yeah.
peanut butter and marshmallow.
Yeah, or like clams or some shit. Like I swear there were clams where there shouldn't be.
I think I might be Elvis incarnate because I eat some weird.
ooh.
Like I'm the
Okay.
type of dude.
I believe that you mentioned the
what?
rotisserie chicken thing,
Wait,
so
wait,
I
like
believe
what?
this.
like when I make a sandwich at home, I'll just put anything I can possibly put on it because I'm hungry. So I'll be like, okay, turkey, ham, cheese, other cheese, pickles. All right, let's go. 5 different types of sauce: mayonnaise, barbecue sauce, mustard.
I love sauce, right? But 5 sauces?
Like,
bread just
no,
soaks
it's
through.
not. It's the number is based on how many sauces are in my fridge. It's not based on how many I want.
So if you had 16
Oh, yeah.
sauces, it would be a...
Probably. I mean, maybe not all the time. I'm getting better about it, but there was a time when I would just put them all on there because I want all the flavors to be in there.
Could you taste them all?
Probably, but it's not like I tried.
Okay.
I just
I
inhaled the
respect
sandwich.
Hey,
Gotta get your
it feels
calories
like it
in,
would be
man.
much wetter than it should
That's
be.
what I'm saying. Like, the bread just gets too moist.
Well, it was mostly pastes, like hummus and like mayonnaise. It's not like really watered
I
down.
put like salad dressing on
Yeah,
there.
not that. I don't fucks with
It's just
the.
some olive
with-
oil, like
with
it's
the vinaigrettes.
dripping.
Yeah, I don't know. Aliens. I've
Yeah,
gotten
what are your
so
thoughts on
into them.
aliens?
I don't know. Like, I mean, obviously, I think they're real, but I don't really like have any sort of thoughts except that I really, really want to like meet one and like befriend them and like I want to be the only person that knows that there are aliens and nobody else knows my friend is an alien and we're just living life.
Yeah, it's a Disney Channel original movie.
Yeah.
Lilo and
My friend is
Stitch.
an
I feel like everybody knew towards the end that like something was not right.
I mean,
But-
Lou is probably an alien.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
That is not a dog.
Yeah.
Why
Cool.
would you want to befriend an alien?
Because
Like,
it'd be
what
so
would-
cool. We have so many different things to teach you. This is like another.
Are you gonna teach him language? Like you gotta start like
No,
bare bones.
we're assuming he can speak English, but like this is another.
Okay, so you're asking a lot of this alien.
I would really want like George Washington to like be transported through time, like 18-year-old George Washington, and he just like appear by my house, and I have to like get him up to speed on everything that happened.
What would you do? Like Schoolhouse Rock? Like what would your plan be?
I would like just teach him history for like 2 weeks, and then hopefully he can function. And it'd be really. Don't you think it'd be really
Don't
cool?
think that would create a paradox?
Well, let's assume that there aren't like
Okay.
weird time continuum issues, but
I'll grant you those.
like it's his clone or something. I don't know.
But he's here to learn.
Wait, did you ever watch Clone High?
What's that?
Okay, there was an MTV animated series called Clone High, where the whole premise was they cloned famous people and like
shit.
grew them into teenagers, and now they're in like high school. And like the Eels do the soundtrack. It's pretty dope. Ran for one season.
The who?
The Eels.
Who are the Eels?
They had one song on the Shrek soundtrack.
Oh,
Because they're all like
Shrek
distinct.
1,
Okay.
and it's like such a transition song. I wouldn't expect you to remember it.
okay. Well, everybody go check out the Eels.
Eels, pretty good. But yeah, actually, the theme song for Clone High slaps.
You know what theme song rocks? I never watched the show, but have you guys seen what's it called? I think it's called Greek. It's like a college show.
I watched a couple episodes of Greek.
Plain White Tees do the song, and it goes
Yeah.
bum 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 bum.
I'm gonna be honest.
Love that song.
It was okay, but I haven't even. I feel like this might not be a hot take, but the Teen Titans theme song
Dude,
is
oh
so
my God,
long.
Abby.
It's so long.
It's so long. It's
Agreed.
too long.
Abby,
It's a
no.
slap?
Yes.
No.
Yes,
I
we
had
can-
this experience
yeah,
the other
yep.
day.
When
where
there's trouble, you know who to call.
But like, it's too long. They already feature all the like. We watched it the other day. I was in your same boat, gif of like, no, the song slaps. It's great. And then you watch episode after episode after episode
Just
in a
skip it.
row. It's a minute.
Yes, but it's still too
It's
long.
not designed to be binge watched. It's designed to be.
I feel like the show itself is designed
No,
to be
it's-
binge
it was
watched, and I
made
know
in
it was
2008.
pre-binge watch, right? But like the episodes themselves, you can watch back to back to back. But that theme song is so long.
It slaps though, which is why I
Yes,
always
it
get
does,
suckered
and
in.
that's what's
I always
sad.
get suckered
Yeah,
in.
because like it slaps, but it's just too much. and
I
like,
literally
too much of a
just
good
like
thing.
started watching that show again also, which is so crazy you brought this up because that theme song reminds me of all the great old Cartoon Network shows that I want to watch again, like is Totally Spies Cartoon Network. That's kind of
That
girly.
show was sick.
That
I
show- it
watched
was a good
that-
show.
That was like
And then
right on after school. In middle school
Martin
for me.
Mystery, I think, was a show.
Which one?
Martin Mystery. It's like
I've never heard of this
like this.
before.
Then
yeah.
Ben 10, obviously.
Ben 10,
I did
classic.
not watch Ben
I watched a
10.
lot of Ben 10. I fuck with
Speaking of
Ben 10 hard.
aliens, oh my god.
Yeah.
Let's get Ben 10 on the podcast, man.
Yeah, my mom didn't like us to watch Cartoon Network because she one time caught
Whoa.
me watching an episode of Ed, Ed, and
Oh,
Eddie,
no.
and they were like,
That's a good theme.
That show is ungodly, dude.
That's a good theme song. Blah, blah, blah.
I
Blah,
would-
blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah.
add that to the list of shows we should rewatch.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got caught watching an episode of Ed and Eddie one time, and it was like they were like trying to like kiss these girls.
Oh, I know. They had a really shitty name for them, but they were the
Kanker
trailer
sisters.
park. The
Yeah, and it was like in a
Cankers?
bathroom or something. Like it was pretty trashy,
And they
right? But
wiggle.
like,
the whole animation style is
Yeah.
wiggly lines.
Yeah.
and
It's
it just,
disorienting.
yeah, and like it
That-
just did not.
That show
vibe
was
with
really
my
messed
mom.
up because of how they drew people's feet. They drew them with like 3 toes.
I'm gonna look at them next time.
Yeah,
You're a
I
big
don't think
feet
I've ever
girl.
drilled down on their feet.
This will be a treat going forward.
3-footed person.
Yeah, 3 toes.
3 toes,
Was
yeah.
it like a big
Maybe
like
3
toe
or 4.
in the middle and
Okay,
like 2
so here's
on
my
the sides?
hand. I'm
Okay.
for the audience. I'm holding my middle and my ring finger away, so my hand looks like an alien hand.
Yeah.
It looks like this, but with your feet.
I had a middle school like paraprofessional person who had these the you make a Vulcan sign and you put your index and ring and they fuse and your like fucking other one like index and middle and they fuse and ring and pinky and they fuse, so you got like a little claw. She had her hand like that, like one of them. And it was like I asked her about it one time. It's like it was just like a birth defect type deal. She was super
Nice.
chill about it, but it was like it's claw hand.
Wow.
I knew a guy who had an accident. I don't really know what the accident was,
No,
but his
no.
hand was exactly like that.
Wow.
He shook my hand like by like a lobster pincer, like just
Damn.
like
Very
clamping.
different avenues to the same hand.
Yeah. Yeah, Teen Titans though.
Teen Titans.
Good show.
I liked it a lot.
This is my first time watching it, and I am okay with it so far. But
I really like Raven. I like her energy.
I feel like Raven's
not her
pretty hot
super
too,
that's
so,
yeah.
Like if we're
that's
gonna be
kinda,
honest.
If you're
Everybody
gonna get
everybody
into a
wants a big
cartoon,
titty goth girlfriend.
Yeah,
dude.
exactly.
This is true.
And like her thighs are thick, like it's undeniable. Like
Oh my
Raven
God.
is hot.
And Starfire. What's her name?
Starfire and Robin are perfect together. but they're
Starfire is
so
the only
annoying.
other
They're
woman.
both-
Yeah, they're. Oh God.
Yeah.
Which Robin is it? Did they ever announce that?
It's a good question, actually. That's a really good question.
You should.
I don't
It's
know.
gotta be like either.
Like Dick Grayson.
It's gotta be either Dick Grayson or the other one.
Because they have Nightwing at one point.
Yeah, it's gotta be
right?
Dick Grayson because he's the night. Wait,
Or,
they
like,
have
Todd.
Nightwing.
What?
Dave,
I think
Jason
we do have
Todd.
Nightwing, right?
Jason Todd is the one who dies and becomes Red Hood.
Yes.
Or he allegedly dies. Dick Grayson becomes Nightwing, and then hold on, let me look up.
You
I always
should
forget
know
the
about
third
that
one.
Joke that. What is his name? The robot guy.
Like the guy's a robot. He
Yeah.
doesn't, like, I know what discrimination.
Yeah.
Alright. So I don't know how to really talk about this.
Oh, it's Tim Drake is the third one. Tim Drake is here. Wait, what are you guys
So
laughing
there's just
about?
there's this really like hilariously tone deaf moment on Teen Titans at one point where I forget who he's talking to. Do you remember who he's talking to?
I haven't seen this episode before.
I haven't seen it either, but it's
So
like a
okay,
bit. It's like a
before
little-
we get
it's a
into
little-
this,
Oh.
isn't there also a I heard there's a Teen Titans Go episode.
It's awful. That's
Oh, no, Teen
Yeah, I
Titans
know,
Go's
but I
trash.
heard there was an episode from it that's really messed up, like psychological, like for kids. It's like,
Oh.
yeah. But okay, continue. What is this robot?
Well,
thing?
it's just a bit. So like Cyborg is like a robot. He's like on the Teen Titans. His like thing is being strong, and he's got like a laser gun in his hand, right? So he's like half robot, half
Mm-hmm.
man. And Cyborg like was a high school athlete. He was black. These are all just facts about him that I'm trying to share that sets up this portrait of this children's show where they have like a really excellent moment to talk about race, and they just completely take it in a left turn. So
it was
it's
like 2008.
It's like 2008, right? So like Cyborg's there and he's like talking to somebody about like, hey man, I know what it feels like to be discriminated against. I know it sucks. Like, look at me. I'm a robot.
No, that's the joke. Don't you get it?
Is it a joke?
Yes, that's the joke.
But like, how is that a joke to a kid?
Well, because
I'm
it's
just
not
saying, like,
just
they-
kids that watch it though. Like
That's
we're
true.
talking
So
about
you're
it.
saying they threw that in for the parents?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's the bunny episode.
Of Teen Titans Go.
The Easter Bunny episode. Yeah.
So I've seen a lot more of these because I used to nanny kids when I was in
Okay.
high school. So and I got into
Why did they
teen-
make the switch? Like Teen Titans was already kind of cartoony for
Yeah.
a superhero movie. Like they already made Deathstroke look like really tame, and like Robin, like they made them not look intimidating.
Is that about like in the original one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Teen Titans Go is even less so. It's just kind
Yeah.
of weird.
Yeah, Teen Titans Go
Yeah,
is
check-
very weird.
Take a look at this picture.
Oh,
I don't like that face.
I kinda
wanna
watch
Not
this
at all.
episode.
This is the messed up for children episode?
Yeah.
Children.
Okay.
Too hot for kids.
I feel like that's like that secret episode of SpongeBob where it's like Squidward kills himself.
Oh
Have
yeah,
you
that's
heard
a
of this
copy
before?
What?
pasta or some shit.
Yeah, it's a copy pasta.
Is it real?
No, it's a
Aw.
copy pasta.
Wait, okay, but is it real? No, I'm just kidding.
Here, we'll throw this one in for you skeptics. It's unproven.
It's true.
Yeah. Who's your favorite SpongeBob character?
Wow, I have never.
I think I gotta
given
say
this ever
Squidward.
consideration in my life.
That's rough.
Gotta say Squidward. Yeah, Squidward embodies everything about that is like adult life. I feel like of an early 20-year-old adult, and SpongeBob and Patrick are like, I don't know how to say this without using an ableist slur, but like they're like
Right?
Try your hardest, man.
Yeah.
They're like the not
Do you want to
so.
whisper in my ear first? Like,
They're
Play charades.
yeah, we can like help you.
They're like
find
the
a better
disabled
way.
Rhymes with
neighbors.
get started.
They're like the disabled neighbors he has to deal with, and he's working a dead end job, and he hates his life obviously because it's a dead end job. You know,
He's got the clarinet.
he's got it rough,
Yeah, he has
man.
some passions. He paints.
No,
I
I'm
want-
saying,
but,
you know.
But shout outs to the moment where he went to literally a fucking ethno state.
Oh
Do you remember
yeah,
that episode?
yeah.
Wait,
this-
what?
Yeah.
So there's that whole
He went
episode
to the
where,
Middle
like,
East?
Squidward like has a No. It's like a completely like homogenous like zone. Like
squid. That squid
yeah,
neighborhood.
that squid neighborhood, the squid village.
Yeah.
I thought that was just a gated community.
I mean, at gated community ethno state, it's all about like how big your border is, right?
I guess.
But
Like it was probably larger than the Vatican, if we're being honest. Like, come on.
Oh, okay. That type of ethno state. Anyway, yeah.
Keep going.
does the Vatican have like border guards?
Yes.
Along with like police?
No, I think that's
It's the
all
same-
one.
it's probably
It's
one-
small.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's like it doesn't
You
make
gotta
sense.
save money somehow. Like,
Yeah.
come
It's
on.
one. All right, Paul. What do you know about 5G?
Oh man, so they're
First of all, are you an actual no judgment? Are you a 5G believer, or like a believer in the conspiracy theories surrounding 5G?
it depends.
Okay, so some of them possibly.
I mean, so here's what I'm gonna say. I don't think 5G is gonna fuck with your mind or anything like that. It literally gigahertz. That's all it means. You got
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fucking
Right,
gigahertz.
we had
It's a
3,
new
now we
frequency
get
spectrum.
4.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
get to 5. Right. There's nothing wrong with the technology. There's a certain level of like informational imperialism that's implied on like the 5G
Okay.
technology front.
Gotcha.
That's like I don't know how much
You're
of that I
going the
wanna
whole
believe.
NSA route.
Not really. No,
Patriot
it's more like there's this weird like narrative of like, you know, Huawei or other like Chinese companies who like are more advanced in 5G technology than a lot of other companies at this point, building infrastructure for a lot of the developing world kind of for free. It's kind of this thing like, hey, we'll come to you in a lot of these countries who might need like some infrastructure help, and we'll help set up like a phone network and like an internet network, and reuse like our routers for that sort of thing. And it's
Why
like-
would they use 5G for that though? Why wouldn't they use like 2G or you know what I mean?
I think the idea is that like it might just something about
And-
power versus energy.
Wait, so
versus cost.
is
I don't know,
5G
man.
5G is a frequency? I thought
It's
it
a
was
frequency.
like upload speed.
Like kind of, so kind of like
I thought it was all the same frequency, and you're just increasing the speed at which the internet can, or your like the data can be processed, basically.
so like I think that's a part of it, but I think in a very like physical sense, you're literally just increasing your ability to access a different level of like the electromagnetic spectrum to transmit data across. And this is where I'm not like sure, but there's like potentially once you get like towards those higher waves, like radio waves are able
Yeah.
to transmit information really far, really cheaply. And so like once you can kind of access that higher, but it's like very lossy, so that's why like, you know, AM
Yeah,
radio,
it bounces
you can hear
around
it.
and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
But like the 5G, like once you get to 5G, I guess the idea is that like the data, we still have enough fidelity in it, but it's more efficient to transmit over large distances type thing.
Right. Okay.
But I don't know. I think there's a whole argument to be made for like it's probably spooky if people are trying to come in and build your like 5G infrastructure for you, because that's just
Well,
like
what do you think the end goal is? I think it's they're just trying to. It's like a
I think they're just advancing pieces on a board. Whoever they is,
Right,
Whoever the
right.
they is, they're just advancing pieces on a
Right,
board.
okay.
I guess.
It's not like some sort of 5G like radio waves turning people into
No.
slaves.
No, but birds are not real, and I will die on this hill.
Okay. I mean, I have a bird.
Is it real?
I don't know.
Might be the last one, man, because I'm pretty sure the rest of them are government drones at this point.
Okay, cool.
Oh, also, I just want to interject. If you would like any more content, something else that we can talk about passionately is the Jersey Shore. Sit down and watch the Jersey Shore.
I actually think it's the pinnacle of like reality TV before the internet hits.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
and
mean?
It's
Like,
something,
and, like-
it's like we will never see another piece of
No.
footage like this again.
No,
Like,
because
Really?
people will stream it instead.
Yeah.
Like it's like the whole way that this sort of content would get out to the masses is different.
yeah, and it's impossible to do in a world where everybody has a smartphone.
Right.
And like when you're watching the first episode, like within minutes, like they're using MapQuest directions, right? Like it is a different.
Okay, I feel like that was on purpose though.
No, it's
No.
that's.
I mean,
like,
it's a reality show. They know how to get to their destination.
yeah, but it's like 2009, 2010.
I just
like,
remember
don't
when they
have
were in-
No, they don't
smartphones.
have like Google Maps
Yeah.
in the car. They have like printed out MapQuest directions.
My mom
that
had
they're
had a GPS in 2005 though.
right, but
Yeah,
these
but they
people
don't
are,
have. Yeah, like
Okay.
when I was growing up, we always had MapQuest directions.
I mean, we had
So for
MapQuest,
me,
too.
It was like, oh,
Maybe it's
fuck,
because
like,
my
this is
dad,
old.
shout out dad, was such a good directional guy. We never got lost ever.
We had a lot of maps in the car. I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
anyone in my family
No.
can read a map.
I've still got
so-
maps in my car. I don't use them for anything. They're just in there. My mom's like, "Hey, you might be stuck one day," and I'm like, "I'll fucking scream."
I would just like to say Paul also has ants in his car.
Stop. Why
They're
you
very
put me on
friendly.
blast like that? Why you put me on blast like that?
They're never leaving.
I do have ants in the car.
They're gonna
they
build
don't
a-
pay rent. They've been there for years at this point. I don't know how I got them. They just
Have you
showed
tried
up one day.
fumigating your car?
I have. Well, no. So I set out traps every summer. I set out traps.
You gotta
and I catch-
just put that thing in.
I
Like
was
a
about
deck.
to fumigate them one time, and and so I just noticed the ants were back. Like this was like the first year I had ants. Like I thought I got rid of the traps. Now they're fucking back. It's like June or something, and I'm about to drive up to Massachusetts to be with my family. It's like an 8-hour drive, right? And I'm like, fuck, I want to get rid of these ants before I get in the car. Because my girlfriend's coming with me at the time. So I'm like, oh, fuck, she hates these ants. Like, I want to get these ants out of the car. There's like 2 days left for the trip. So I go to like Home Depot and I buy the bug bombs. And I'm all set to set them off. And I think about it. And I'm like, wait a second. Wait a second. I'm going to set off bug bombs in a car like 48 hours before I'm about to spend 8 hours in this car. This is poison. All of this is poison.
I wonder if
So I
ants
never
would-
did it, and they live there to this day.
You should have done it. I wonder if ants would die from carbon monoxide. I wonder if that
I
kills
think
It's
ants.
a great question.
We should like put Paul's car in the garage and just turn it on.
We could also take it to your friend's house.
Yeah.
There.
Put it in Angel's house.
Yeah. We could get rid of these ants pretty swiftly.
Oh,
Andrew
speaking
is
of-
alive, right?
Oh yeah, he's
Okay,
good.
good, 'cause-
Unless this gets cut, then he died. But as of right now, he's alive.
Good, okay. I would actually like to bring this conversation back to the
Yeah,
Jersey
I was gonna
Shore.
go back to that. Sorry.
So I don't actually remember when I started watching the Jersey Shore, but once I started, I watched it twice continually all the way through, and it didn't feel bad, and I did not feel guilty about it. And
Fair.
like in our home, we have the note on the wall, and when I ordered it, I thought it was 50% of the size it is, but it's pretty big. It's like a bed sheet on the wall
It's
in
a
the basement.
tapestry,
Yeah. So I fucked up on that, but either way.
It's glorious.
The first episode of Jersey Shore, like in and of itself, is like the perfect arc of like you meet these characters, you get to know them a little bit. Snooki comes in, she fucks it up. It's the first night. She has never met these people.
Isn't she like 19? She's 20.
No,
Yeah.
they're
No,
all
she's
they're
like
all
si-
21.
yeah, they're all
They
21
have to
when they
be
start,
'cause
yeah.
they're making a TV show.
Well, not all of them, but like they have to be.
Yeah, like they have to be 21. But so she like shows up, makes a complete ass of herself.
Yeah.
Wakes up the next day for their first day of work, late. She's puking in the toilet. Like all she had to do was what like the Jersey Shore house, for those of you who have never seen it, is on top of the place they work. Like think like Bob's Burgers style, right? Like they live on top and the bottom is where they go to
They
work.
work at a t-shirt shop, right?
Yes. So they work in a t-shirt shop. And quick tangent, Pauly D is the richest, obviously, of people who made it out of this show. The second richest is Danny, owner of the t-shirt shop.
Say that 3 times
I
fast.
can't even say it once.
Well, of course.
think
I
it's
mean,
proven.
I'm surprised. I guess people didn't know they were
Yeah.
filming, but yeah, of course that shop is gonna be.
Oh, for sure. They sell all the same shirts today. Like
Mike
you
would
can-
be probably up there too if he didn't get convicted of tax fraud.
Yeah.
Shout out, Mike.
Shout out to
Shout
Mike.
outs to Jersey Shore reunion where he comes, family reunion where he comes to terms with all that shit.
Yeah, really. Mike also an excellent like arc over the course of the story.
Oh fuck!
But it gets
So,
weird in
We
season
should talk about the
5.
tier list at some point.
We should.
Okay, pause real
We
quick
should.
with that. speaking of reality TV show, have you guys ever watched The Real Housewives of anything? Which ones have you watched?
Most of them.
Okay.
I've seen only a few episodes. What do you want
Let's
me
talk
to talk about?
at the on a count of 3. We're gonna say The Real Housewives of. We're gonna say the blank for the best one there is.
Okay.
Do you have it in your head?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
New
New
York.
Jersey.
Oh, whoa!
Alright,
I need
so
reasons. Yeah.
I watched Jersey as a kid, and Jersey will be like so nostalgic for me, right?
Wait,
and
what did you say? New York?
New York.
New York was before Jersey.
New York is ongoing.
Well,
though.
right,
Like,
but it
well,
started.
they're all ongoing,
It
but,
started
like,
before Jersey.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, because dude, you think they started with New Jersey? Give me a break.
No, I don't think
They started with New York.
Jersey.
They started with New York.
Yeah, so New York is older.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like New York because
I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying what's the most iconic.
Oh, I'm still going with New York.
Okay.
No, if you're going most iconic,
Dude, you gotta go Teresa.
No, because it's
Teresa.
not even her. I think it's the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Oh,
if you're gonna say
no.
the most iconic.
Why is that iconic?
Okay, so in the first season, right, you have like Kim and Kyle is like in the midst of like addiction to alcohol on the
I haven't
show.
even watched that one. I just remember.
should.
I just remember. New Jersey was legendary with the
Because she
personalities.
flipped the table.
Well, no, it was her, and then you had the older one. I forgot her name.
Oh,
You had the one-
Manzos. Yeah.
You had the one with the hairless cat. She was off the show after like one season.
Yeah.
And then there was like a couple other ones, and they were just like they were straight up mob bosses, and they were
No,
like,
that was the show Mob Bosses.
No.
That was Mob Wives.
Well, I'm just saying like what's her name? Teresa's
Yes, Carolyn-
husband was
I think it was
looked like a
Carolyn
guy you don't want to
Manzo.
meet in like a dark alley or owe money to.
Well, okay, so I actually think I know that the Teresa and her husband were like arrested and sent
yeah.
to jail, and I
Yeah.
think he was actually deported.
To where?
Damn.
Sicily?
Yeah, back to Italy.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Fuck.
Wait. Okay. Keep
Those-
talking.
those
Keep
What's he arrested
talking.
for?
A tax fraud. It'll get you
That'll
every
get you.
time.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'd rather be
man.
deported than spend time in jail, though.
Yeah, but he has kids here.
I know, but
I mean, is he the best dad?
you're
Probably
like, do you
not.
think he's
Yeah,
probably
like-
over the moon?
Exactly. Like, I'm not gonna stand up for his parenting, but I still think if you're going with most iconic franchise, it's got to be Beverly Hills.
Okay.
And I think you should ask any of your listeners who've watched these shows to write into you
Okay, I
and
will.
tell you why.
Audience participation.
Yes.
Yeah, get you a little Friday show where
Like,
you
comment,
talk about
subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Get this to the Apple Top 50, you guys. Come on, we can do it together.
Plan is simple.
Oh my gosh, they
Through-
they announced their separation.
Oh, when?
Following after Joe was deported to Italy.
I don't mean to laugh at someone's deportation.
No,
Like,
no.
oh shit.
I'm just
sorry.
sad they separated.
Come
That's
on
like
now.
the ultimate like divorce visitation
Dude,
schedule. It's like you go to
Oh my
this
gosh,
country.
I'm looking at pictures of him like walking up to the courtroom, and he does not look well. Like
Yikes.
he looks. I mean, he doesn't look bad, but like compared to what he looked like during the show, which was like this really cut Italian dude, you know.
I feel like he was probably using steroids, and I know that's like a rude assumption, right? But like
Yeah.
watching the Jersey
No, I mean-
Shore, everyone was on roids.
Yeah, everyone. Vinny.
I mean, well, those guys were like.
I don't think Vinny.
I don't
was
think Vinny
roids.
was on roids. Yeah, Vinny for sure was not on roids, but I think pretty much everyone else on the show was on
Yeah,
roids. I mean, amongst
Ronnie
like
for
every other, yeah,
sure.
Ronnie for sure.
The unit for sure.
yeah.
The
I don't know. I feel like Mike, like for all things, he wasn't like he looked
No.
pretty. You think he was not naturally cut?
Ooh, actually, yeah, that's a
Like he
hard-
didn't look really roidy.
Because that's his thing, right? His
Yeah.
thing is those abs.
Yeah, I don't know. So we're on the fence about Mike.
Okay, so reading more into this article, it doesn't sound that bad. Apparently, Teresa told Good Morning America that she hasn't lived under the same roof as her husband in years, and that she has suspected that her husband may have been unfaithful during their 20-year marriage.
Oof.
I mean, if they haven't been living together for years, then it's probably not that big of a deal to like.
It's probably for the best.
To
honestly.
divorce, you
Yeah,
know what I
like
mean?
just move on with your lives.
Yeah,
at that
for real.
point.
The 4 daughters will spend Christmas in Italy.
Those poor girls.
I feel like there are a lot of things we could
talk about a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Interesting.
Is there anything you would want
Well,
to talk about?
you've listened to the first couple episodes, right, Abby?
Yes.
What is there anything you want to call back upon? Now is the time. Any? You wouldn't have heard it by now, but we were talking about Paul McCartney being dead.
Oh, is this on your 3rd episode?
yeah.
Okay, so we're recording this in the future, obviously. So we've not heard this
Yes,
yet.
in the past.
But we could certainly talk about this.
Yeah.
Where should we
I don't know.
start?
Do you
Where
think
were
it's
you guys?
real?
Well, what did you? So okay,
We
so you're
basically
asking us if Paul is
me and
dead.
Andrew basically determined it was a hoax, and that it was possible based on the amount of money that they would have lost if he had actually died, but we thought it was improbable because they couldn't have pulled it off.
But what about the backwards recording?
Yeah. Why do the wings suck?
And what about the Abbey Road cover?
Yeah,
Come on.
those shoes.
And what about Paul McCartney now? Frankly, that is not the same.
He looks
man.
good.
Yo,
He looks the
walrus
same.
was Paul. No, he's had so much surgery at this point that you
He's
can't
got-
tell what that face looked like.
He looks like an
Before.
older version of Paul McCartney.
Right. He looks like an
Yeah,
older.
but clearly this guy
work
looked like
done
Paul
version
McCartney.
of
That
Paul
was the whole
McCartney,
thing.
right? Like
they swapped him
They
right
did
out.
his face, dude.
They like.
Why would Ringo keep that a secret now?
Honestly, because Ringo's kind of like Mongo, dude.
Who's Mongo?
It's Mongo just pawn in Game of Life, Blazing Saddles. He's just you
What?
snap your fingers and he'll do. He's kind of trained in that sense.
Oh, you think Ringo is like
he's not even the best drummer in the Beatles.
Well,
And
yeah,
that's
I'm
me
not saying he's
that.
good,
That's
but
John saying that.
he's like 70 something, right? How old is he? 80?
Yeah, they've got to be up there. Right?
Let's see how old Ringo is.
Pushing 80, I would say.
Over under. I'm gonna say he's 60s. So I'm gonna say he's
80. He is 80.
Damn.
He looks
forget about
he looks
that.
like damn good for 80.
His art is something else. I encourage you to look it
wait
up.
Ringo or Paul?
Ringo.
I like Ringo's art.
Dude,
It's
there's no-
It reminds me of a.
It reminds me
Child.
of exactly what I would picture. You're like, oh, this is great, Ringo. I'm gonna put it on the
I'm
fridge.
But he's a pioneer in the fridge art genre, though. You can't deny.
You've seen
I'm like, okay.
My favorite thing about his music is that like every 10 years he'll release an album where it's like Ringo and Friends, and it's like, dude,
Yeah.
we get it. Like years old talent, and you're there just going.
Have you seen Paul McCartney's new wife, or I guess it's his
No.
girlfriend?
Damn, how
You
young
should
is
look
she?
her up.
Yeah, tell us about her.
Yeah.
I might know her from my extensive celebrity gossip knowledge.
Well, she's like
Shout out to
very
And
much younger than he is, but still like old. You know, like it's so weird when you have a really old gold digger, or like a person who's the gold diggy is really old. The gold digger is usually like also old, but they're still like young and.
Yeah,
But-
she's like 50 or something.
But
You're-
that's
you're
still pretty
saying
old,
This
you
is
know what I
no
mean?
like Anna Nicole Smith and that guy who was like a corpse. Like he looked like the guy from SpongeBob, the old the chocolate. Yeah. Like,
He's truly crusted apart.
but I cannot remember his name, and like shout out to him. Like I really think he did care about Anna Nicole Smith and her son, right? But like he was old and she was like in her 20s, and like he picked her up at a strip club. Like it was
Hell
very
yeah.
clear what was going on in this relationship. But again, like shout out to him. He could have put her in the will, but he tried to take care of her.
So this is Paul McCartney's current girlfriend, Nancy Shevell, who he is set to marry.
She looks much younger than I expected.
yeah,
Yeah.
the next giveaway.
Yeah, the neck will do it. I mean, if you're keeping up with your neck for many years, you can make yourself look younger. But like, who's keeping up there?
Well, she's 60, so that's only 20
She looks
years.
great
She looks
for 60.
great
Yeah.
for 60.
I would have said like 45.
Yeah.
Exactly
Yeah.
right.
Well,
Wow,
that
good
was
for
a
her.
very good picture of her. There's other ones where she looks much
Okay.
older.
She's got like those half moon glasses knitting. Like,
Blackbird singing in the dead of night.
I don't know. When I'm 64 is still a banger.
Oh, for sure.
Is that- did
That's
he
one
write
of the
that?
things
He wrote that. All of the silly like little ditty songs he wrote, and then all the shit that's like serious is John, and anything that's like good is George, and then like
Ringo
Ringo
didn't
wrote a
write
song about
anything.
an octopus.
Yeah.
Just the truth.
Nice.
I feel like.
Like anything with the sitar is George, because he's like, oh, I learned to play this, and they're like, yeah, we get it, dude. You know, like,
He had a lot of great, really good solo stuff.
no, he was
with his
sick.
sitar,
Actually, George Harrison, underrated guitar player,
Yeah.
Underrated Beatle for sure.
underrated Beatle
Yeah.
for sure.
Dude was definitely the hottest one.
Ooh,
I am a-
hot take, but yeah, I see that.
Ooh, I'm gonna look up the Beatles.
Yeah, I
What era are we suggesting though? Like, I know what the Beatles look like, right? But
Right.
what are we talking about? Like,
In terms of like
Sergeant Pepper's era. You gotta
Okay,
go with Sergeant
okay.
Pepper's
Yeah,
era.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think all of them. He just has the he's like the
very
model.
angular face.
Yeah.
Like bone structure is there.
Paul looks like he's about 12.
He's a boy, yeah.
George is got
He's got those
George has
glasses.
4 eyes. Plus, he's abusive. You don't want to date
He's got
him.
that little nose. He's got that little nose.
And
Ringo.
Ringo is Ringo.
Ringo.
I agree 100% with this assessment. I'm
Yeah.
looking at the boys right
I would
now.
I would go George number 1, Paul, but very very far behind second, and he's cute, and then George, and then Ringo. But so you could switch them if you're more into goofy guys. I think Ringo would be better.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I'll accept it.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
I
I
think,
think
he
you
was.
said George twice. I think you said George was the
No,
hottest.
George, and then very far behind is Paul.
And then you said George and then Ringo.
I think you meant
Sorry, I meant John. I meant John.
Yeah, so you have
Yes.
you have yourself saying George twice. If you want to relist the Beatles.
Okay,
I
so
also think George was the best musician of the Beatles. Hot take.
yeah,
Like as a solo artist.
in terms of
Just like his ability, like the shit
Yeah.
that he chose to write. Like he wasn't the best songwriter, but he did like he was definitely the guitarist. Like dude knew what to
the
do.
Monkees are better than the Beatles. Just kidding.
hot
I'm just
take.
kidding.
No, the Beach Boys are better than the Beatles though.
Well, the Beach Boys is just what's his name?
Brian Wilson. Brian
Yeah.
Wilson's better than the Beatles. Fight me. He is though. Pet Sounds. Oh, dude, Pet Sounds is like Pet Sounds inspired. Sgt.
Andrew's
Pepper's.
gonna love you.
Ugh.
I'm just saying, Andrew is. Oh man. Okay.
I'm just gonna say make sure you're registered to vote and
Yeah. Oh.
like please just fucking vote.
Try to floss too. That shit's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, oh my god, I bought flossers today.
Yeah.
You
Wear
guys
your-
should be
wear
very
your
proud of
seatbelt.
me.
Also.
Yeah.
Wear your seatbelt. That's
Brush
a
your
good
teeth
one.
like at least
Right.
once a day. Like I know twice as hard.
GIF has been so kind to give us a platform. We gotta get it all out
Yeah,
there, man.
get it all out
Tell
there.
the people what they need to hear.
Care about your fellow man.
Yeah.
Like
Hug
give
the-
your
Yo,
give your
call
loved
your
ones-
mom today.
Yeah.
Just tell her that you love her unless she
Write your
sucks.
grandma a letter,
Yeah.
send it through the
Yeah.
post. Come on.
It's
now.
it's
Yeah.
easier to teach a man.
Wear a mask.
It's easier to teach a
Wear a
man
mask.
to fish when the man is not starving.
Hey, I like that.
Amen.
All right. Peace.
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 This has been GIF, Abby, and Paul signing off.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the podcast with Peter, Paul, and Mary there. Just kidding. It was Gifford, Paul, and Abby. Now it's time for the funnest part where I, command you to do things for me. So, first thing, and most importantly, we always talk about it because it's a huge deal, feedback. Your homework, if you enjoy this, is to hit me up. Some of you have, and some of you I know are doing this because I'm asking, because we haven't talked in a long time, and that's okay. But yeah, even if you don't talk to me ever, please hit me up. I will love you to the end of the earth. And please tell me what I did wrong and what I did right and what you want more of and what you want less of. And it will make this podcast way better. Number 2, wherever you're listening, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you get notifications when this comes out, even though it comes out every Sunday at 9 a.m. That is the spot for the Chungus Cast. Number 3, give me a favorable review on Apple Podcasts. And if you don't want to give me one, please tell me why not. And go ahead and write a review as well if you're so inclined. But yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys really enjoyed that as much as I did. Next week, we got my good friends Garrett and Ford. Garrett is Jingy from episode 1. I know a lot of people loved hearing him, and Ford is an old college roommate who is very unique in his senses of humor. But yeah, the outro music for today is some Cree war cries, and it just makes your blood curdle. It's the coolest sound ever. So yeah, enjoy. Thank you guys so much for listening, and have a great rest of your Sunday and a great start to your week. Peace, love, bye.